Hi everybody, just a very quick video here today, and I just want to talk about the Elijah Burke story and how the mainstream media here in Ireland is covering us. We'll start off with the Connacht Tribune. Brother of Enoch Burke interrupts Catherine Connolly event at University of Galway. So just look at the wording and the language they're using. Interrupts. He didn't interrupt, he asked a simple question, which is his right to do in a democratic country where we're supposed to have free speech. So, that is a false headline, and again, trying to paint Elijah Burke in a bad manner. So let's go on to the Irish Times then. Elijah Burke removed from Catherine Connolly event after attempted interruption. Again, look at the language and the wording. Attempted interruption. There was no attempted interruption. He asked a simple question. And the question, in fact, was supposed to be pre-approved as well. So, and even when you think of pre-approved, you'd even have to say it yourself, where's the democracy there? But attempted interruption, that is false, and that is false news. It's not true. There was no attempted interruption. Go on to extra.ie then. It was Enoch Burke's brother Elijah removed from Catherine Connolly event. That was that is true, that did happen. Now, I didn't read the rest of the article, but at least the headline isn't as damaging as the two previous. Then go on to the Liberal. You have, what about free speech, Catherine, with a question mark. Enoch Burke's brother thrown out of Catherine Connolly event for asking her what she thought about his brother's situation. There we have it, proper journalism. This is exactly what did happen, and they're covering it honestly and properly, and we need more of this in Ireland, more proper, truthful journalism. Then the Galway Pulse went on to say, Gardaí remove Elijah Burke from Catherine Connolly event at the University of Galway after disturbance. So they really went to town on it all together. They had to bring in the Gardaí to make it sound like, there was a crime committed. There was absolutely no crime committed whatsoever. A young student asking a question. Now, if that is a crime in Ireland, we're in serious, serious trouble. But let's just go down then to see, as they said, after disturbance. And again, look at the language, looking at the wording, like disturbance, would mean, again, well, first of all, it's false news, it's fake, it's not true. But disturbance would mean like that, you definitely done something wrong. If you were to disturb something, and it's definitely not painting it in a nice light. And again, this is how they operate here in Ireland. They like to, particularly with the Burke family as well, I have to say that they're giving this family an awful doom. Not as we can see, not all the newspapers, but definitely a good percentage. Most of them now, to be fair, with exception to the Liberal. But this is Ireland now. This is our mainstream media. This is what we're dealing with. A young student asks a question. He gets thrown out by the guards, even though he hasn't committed a crime. And you all know yourselves, there might be a crime committed, and you might ring the guards. You've got to wait a long time for them to come. We all know this is very common here in Ireland. But yet a young student is such a danger to society because he asks a question. I mean, this is crazy stuff, but this is what's going on here in Ireland. And gets thrown out by the Gardaí. But it's all bread and circuses as well. And I think it's all about PR and just to make it, they made it look very dramatic as well, even though there was nothing dramatic, but they wanted to make it look dramatic, like as the Galway Pulse said, disturbance, and they had to get the Gardaí. And it's just crazy. We have a lot more serious crime happening up and down this country, and there's no Gardaí to be found anywhere. But yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way they want to paint the Burke family. There is like a smear campaign, against them, and it's absolutely horrible. It's disgusting, really. But free speech and democracy in Ireland, it's gone, people. It really, really is. If a student can't ask a question now and they get escorted out by the guards, we are in serious trouble. There's no messing around with it now. We are. So I just wanted to bring that to you, just to kind of highlight, I suppose, the mainstream media, just the behaviour of them, how they carry stories, print stories, and just look at their language, look at their wording, and you see how they try and take people's character and smear them and kind of defame them and make these innocent people out to be something that they're entirely not. So that's it for today. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Thank you.